Welcome to my top 10 video games of all time. Now, to do this top 10 was extremely difficult because I played so many games in my lifetime. I'm going to give you like a quick recap of my gaming history. Alright, so I started when I was 7 years old. I had Atari 2600, Pac-Man, and Asteroids. That's how I started. So from then I had Acorn Electron microcomputer, I had a Commodore 64, Amstrad 464 color monitor, Spectrum plus 3. I had the NES, Nintendo Entertainment System. Then I got Super Nintendo, I had the Game Boy, I had Sega Master System, I had the Sega Mega Drive, which was one of my favorite consoles to date. I had the Game Gear. I had all the PlayStations from 1 to now PS5. I refused to get PS5 Pro because for that little enhancement, the money wise, just not worth it. I would rather wait for PS6. And also I just built a new PC build, which you'll see on my YouTube channel. Anyway, so that's that. I had all the Xboxes. What else? I had the Amiga 500, was amazing computer. Amazing at the time. So yeah, great memories. But yeah, so that's my gaming experiences from 7 to now I'm 48. You know, it's been a long time. Anyway, so I've written my top 10 on this paper. I had to write down. I mean, this list's been going on for ages. I've been putting off this video for a long time. Which is difficult. It's just difficult to do top 10. I mean, there's been so many favorite games, but I had to do one, and I will I'll give out some shout outs as well, which should have made the top 10 as well. Maybe I should have done a top 20, but anyway. All right, so first I'm going to start with number 10, Metal Gear Solid. Now, at the time, I think it was on PS2, I was playing against the boss, Psycho Mantis, and then the boss turns around to me and says, "You like Castlevania, don't you?" That just blew my mind. I thought, what? How? How do you know I love that game? You know, how? Then obviously it dawned on me, hold on, this guy read it from the memory card. Obviously PlayStation had the memory card slot of your save game. And I was playing Castlevania at the time. And then I thought, wow, this is mind-blowing. This is a game changer. It blew my mind. But then the same boss, after you can't, while you're fighting him, he's ahead of you, one step ahead, and you can't hit him, right? You get frustrated, like, oh, how? Then you find out you have to change your controller from port 1 to port 2, so he can't read your mind. What a genius idea. And another game changer, another mind-blowing moment, you know. It's just, that's why I had to be in my top 10, Metal Gear Solid. Number 9, I went with Ghouls and Ghosts. Now, Ghouls and Ghosts is one of my all-time favorite games, especially in the arcade when you used to put, you know, the 10p into the arcade machine. Then I got that for the Sega Mega Drive. What a game. What oh, it was just a masterpiece. I remember the Mean Machines magazine. It was a computer video games. They had extra magazine which came out every year, which they call it Mean Machines. Anyway, the review was pixel by pixel arcade conversion. I think they gave it a 98% at the time. What a game. I mean, I went and got arcade power stick for the Sega Mega Drive, which was £40 from Toys R Us. It had the, you know, 3 big arcade buttons and obviously the joystick part on the left. I love that game. It was just a simple game. It was like, but it was hard, yeah, but it was challenging. It's horizontal platform game where you, as a hero, you're like a knight. You got the armor on. If you got hit, your armor comes off, so you're naked pretty much with just boxers on. And if you get hit again, you die. And you had bosses on each level. One of my epic games. What a game! I'm gonna move on to number 8 now. Talk about Castlevania. Oh, sorry, talk about platform game. Castlevania. I love Castlevania. I've played pretty much all the Castlevania games. This was Symphony of the Night. Words don't do it justice. This game was epic. It was beautiful. The soundtrack. I remember I had is it the limited edition where you get the soundtrack with the game, in the CD box. This was on the PS2, and yeah, I loved it. You play Alucard, son of Dracula. You turn into mist form, wolf form. Oh, just epic. The game was just a masterpiece. And the music was amazing. I'm just gonna give a shout out to Super Castlevania, which was on the Super Nintendo. I love that game. The music, especially the music when you first come into the castle. The music that drops. Wow, one of my best soundtracks of all time. I had to give a shout out to that. Number 7, Assassin's Creed Odyssey. Now, I've played Origin, which was based in Egypt. I played Valhalla, which was in England with the Vikings. I love Greek mythology, and that to play that in Odyssey, Assassin's Creed Odyssey, was amazing for me. It was just such a beautiful open world game. Yeah, there's people, true Assassin's Creed fans, will like, oh, they don't like open world games. They prefer it in a box environment where just stealth. That's it. For me, this game was masterpiece. Just open world. Obviously Greek mythology characters there. I mean, at first I remember they go, oh, you go see Cyclops. I thought, wow, come to it. So it was a normal man, like, call him Cyclops. I think he had the eye patch, right? And I thought, oh, I was disappointed a bit. But then obviously you find out later there are real mythical creatures in this, like from the mythical stories. Anyway, I had to put that on my list. Then at number 6, I got God of War Ragnarok. Now this was another masterpiece. The first one was amazing. This just went another level higher. Kratos, pretty much everyone knows Kratos, a character, his son. This game was beautiful. I got a platinum on PS5, by the way. It's a masterpiece. You have to experience this game. Play the first one. Play this. I mean, when I mean one, there's one prequel before this, God of 1 or 2, 3, which was on the PlayStation. I think PlayStation 3, where it was at, was the, you have to experience that. I think there's a remastered version you could get on the PS4. You could play that. You should. And I think there's news of a new God of War coming out, which is going to do the prequels again. So that Greek mythology times, amazing. I'll look forward to that. But yeah, even God of War Ragnarok had the 3 DLC, which smashed it. It was amazing. So that's a class game. Then I'm moving on to number 5, which was GTA 5. Now GTA, everyone knows GTA games are amazing. Rockstar have smashed it with that. And obviously GTA 6 is on its way, and that's gonna, people are not gonna go work, go to school on that when that first comes out. Looking forward to that. I mean, the previous GTAs were amazing. They just went a level higher. GTA 5, I sometimes just go back to just to drive around or fly a helicopter or fly a plane. It's an amazing game. You have to experience to believe how great it is. Now I'm moving again, Rockstar. I'm going to go to my number 4, Red Redemption 2. Rockstar, who made GTA 5 as well. This, hopefully they'll make. I believe they'll make part 3 to it, because part 2, Red Redemption 2, was ahead of its time. I'm talking about that graphical wise. Such a beautiful game. You have to experience this game. You want to experience beautiful graphics, beautiful environment, beautiful world. You have to play Red Dead 2. I mean, I played it on the, I think, PS4 Pro. I think I would love to play this on the PS5 as well. I don't know if the patch came out yet for 60 frames per second. That needs to be done. I would play this game again and look forward to part 3 when they do it. What a game. Characters, story. Yeah, ahead of its time. It's amazing. It's beautiful. It's amazing. It's beautiful on a PS4. Let alone, I can't imagine how it's going to be on, PS5 Pro, PS6, PC on a PC. Anyway, now we're moving on to my top 3. Now, Xbox 360 was the time. Skyrim, Elder Scrolls, the 5th version. I played Oblivion as well, and I think 3 as well. It was Morrowind. Anyway, but Skyrim, game changer. At the time when I first played it, my mind blew. Like, I felt like I was the Dragonborn. I was in the game. You know, the music, I still play the music, the Dragonborn soundtrack in my car, because it's just epic. The way it just kicks in this game where you have to, you are the chosen one, Dragonborn, and it's an open world game where, it's just mind blowing. So, yeah, at the time, it was my favorite game. But obviously, as we move along, different games come up. So now I'm going to move on to number 2. So Elder Scrolls 6 is coming out as well, so something to look forward to. So I can't wait for that. I had to say that. Before I move on to number 2, number 1, I just want to shout in some games that should have been in the top 10, like Secret of the Monkey Island, which was a point-and-click adventure game by LucasArts on the I played on you could play on the PC. I had it on the Amiga 500 at the time. What a game! It was just like using puzzles or whatever, point and click. The characters, the music was amazing. I had to throw that in there. That could have been in my top 10. Street Fighter 2. I think obviously different time and era where you grow up. It's like Star Wars. Like if you grew up in the era watching Star Wars, you appreciate more, you loved it more. But now if you watch Star Wars now, like the new generation, they're not going to appreciate it. But Street Fighter 2, when it came out, it was a game changer. What a fighting game. I mean, everyone was on it. That was a Double Dragon in the arcades, Golden Axe, things like this, Rustan platform, oh my god. You know, I could go on R-Type, shoot 'em up. I mean, I love these games. How do I put these in the top 10 now? It's difficult. But anyway, let's move on to number 2 is Witcher 3. What a game. I love this game. I've played it so many times. I played it, I remember when it first came out in 2016 on the PS4. Then I played it, around 2 years ago, I think, on the PS5 with the new patch. When the patch came out to play 60 frames per second, I had to. What a game. The music, the landscape, Geralt, the main character, his voice, characters, everything about the game is beautiful. I love this game. If you haven't played Witcher 3, I don't know what kind of gamer you are, but you need to play it. I'm looking forward to the new Witcher 4 coming out. The second time I played, when I first played it, I couldn't get into Gwent, the card game within the game. But when I played it again on the PS5, I picked up on the game Gwent. What a game! The card game in it was amazing. I'd highly recommend. It was fun. Witcher 3. On Netflix there's a new series of The Witcher, which anime, and they got the same guy who done the same voice in the game, which was class. His voice is amazing for Geralt. You can't beat it. It's like Solid Snake. His voice, like, is epic for the game. That character. Alright, now I'm going to move on to my number 1 game, Elden Ring. One game to rule them all. What a game, what a masterpiece. I mean, I'm a big fan of From Software games, like playing Sekiro, Dark Souls game, Bloodborne. But this game, just like all the other Dark Souls games, they're linear. Bloodborne linear. This is open world. I love open world games. I love Dark Souls games. When you put it together, it's a masterpiece. The music, the landscapes were dynamic. Like you had some areas on the mountain, like high up, that you can't get to just yet. You have to do certain stuff to get there, or lands below. Well, how do you get to these places? You have to do certain routes to get there. Amazing, just to have that dynamic. In normal open world games, you only got one plane, like one level. This up, down, everywhere. It's simply magical, simply beautiful. The characters, how hard the bosses are. You didn't know what was around the corner. Anything could happen. You know how Souls games are. But this was obviously bigger landscape. You didn't know what, like little mini bosses here, the main bosses. You could team up with people to help you. I needed help. I'm not gonna lie. Certain bosses. Then they dropped the DLC, Shadow of the Earth Tree. Wow, what a DLC! I mean, I'm in love with this game, and DLC just killed it. I mean, it was so amazing. The things to do, the story, the landscape, the graphics, music, everything. It just doesn't do it justice, me even speaking about this. But that is my number one game. I want to shout out to playing all like pretty much all the Dark Souls. The only Dark Souls game I haven't played is number 2, which I'm gonna play the remastered version of Dark Souls again. Then when I finish, I'm gonna go into Dark Souls 2. I'm gonna experience that. So I can say I played everything, right? I know people say it's the least favorite, but hey, I want to experience it. I think, I want to see it for myself. Bloodborne, which I wanted to really put in this list. Maybe I should have put it on this list, but Bloodborne, I remember when I first touched up on it, I started playing, I thought, wow, this game's so hard. I don't want to play it. I really got angry. I wanted to throw the controller. Because that first initial bit was hard just to get into, like really hard in that on the streets at the beginning. But then I thought, you know what, I have to play this. I don't care. Picked up the control pad, got into it. Once you get the gist of it, the mojo, the mechanics of it, wow, it blew my mind. I loved it. Got obviously the DLC for it. And Bloodborne, yeah, it's a masterpiece. And hopefully they make another one. Let's see. But yeah, so that's my top 10. I hope you enjoyed this video, enjoyed my experience. I'm sure everyone's got their own top 10 favourite games, but I wanted to share that with everyone. Thanks for watching. Catch you in the next video.